We just built this sweet custom Lego modular building out of the Family Reunion Center, and we're getting ready to place it into our modular city. In this video, we are going to examine how this looks next to other modular buildings and do that in the context of what I look for in a good combination of buildings. At the end, of course, we will tell you which combinations are our favorites.
Our favorites may surprise you. We have a lot of modulars, so finding the right combination for a custom building can be a bit tricky.
One place to start is to see how it looks next to recent buildings. For instance, here is the restaurant next to the Natural History Museum, the longest singular building of all of the modulars. These two look kind of decent next to each other. Of course, with a corner building, you want to test out the other side, so instead of placing the museum on the side with the fish tank, now it's on the entrance side. The different window types and sidewalk activities really change the appearance of any combination. Another element that I'm looking at when placing modulars is the connection point. Note the cramped sidewalk in this image. The museum lamp post fits right up against the fruit stand, rendering the sidewalk unnavigable. Of course, the restaurant overhangs the museum by 3 to 4 studs, which adversely affects this combination's connection point. Too much wall can be a bit ugly. From a depth perspective, the jazz club fares a bit better on the entrance side. The recessed pizza parlor opens up the perceived sidewalk space, but the lamppost sits right up against the stand. At this point, you're probably thinking, well, just move the lamppost. And you're right, I could do that, but I also want to test out some more modular combinations. The trellis from the jazz club looks nice up against the restaurant wall here, although if we flip the club to the other side, the connection point looks too flat. The restaurant and club have the same sidewalk depth on those sides. Yet another recent modular is the police station, which looks really tall next to the restaurant. When placed to the right, I kinda like the connection point, which has a bench and a bit of the restaurant wall jutting out alongside the donut shop. When placed to the left, it's still too tall, although the connection point is decent. Maybe we should just add a third level to the restaurant. We might be able to do that if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, another recent modular is the bookshop, which is a bit more complicated because it's 2 distinct buildings. But I really like the apartment to the right of the restaurant, given there is plenty of space between the stairs and the flower vendor. The same cannot be said for the birch tree and the restaurant connection. It's way too cramped, as you can see in this picture. Flipping the bookshop to the other side, though, gives a significantly different view. The apartment feels cramped right up against the restaurant, but birch books works pretty well here, especially at the connection point, where things are maybe a bit too busy. Hey, if you're new to the channel, or even an occasional viewer, be sure to subscribe. And if you missed out on our video showing you how much fun we had making this custom modular, check out that video by clicking the link up here.
A second approach to modular placement is thematic. Take, for example, the restaurant next to the Spring Lantern Festival, which isn't official modular, but it is modular compatible.
The first thing I noticed was that the lantern from the Lunar New Year set is trying to occupy the same space as the fruit vendor. Check it out. And if we flip sides, the statue doesn't fit all that well on the left edge of the festival set. And again, I get it. Just remove it or change its location. Well, I like to keep my sets as close to the original as possible, which means we'll just move along. Thematic could also mean keeping it food related, like placing it next to the green grocer. Now, I love the green grocer, but this is not a good combination in my eyes. The height of the grocer dwarfs the restaurant, regardless of which side it's on. That said, I do like the connection point between the two buildings. There's room to maneuver around the flower stand when the grocer's to the right, although the lamppost position makes it difficult to push a stroller along the sidewalk. Yet a third theme is doubling down on the corner building. Check out how the brick bank provides some additional height, yet doesn't dominate the restaurant too much. Also, when on the left, the combination point is pretty nice. The lamppost isn't too cumbersome, and the laundromat entrance works well next to the fruit stand. I'm not a fan of the combination when the bank is to the right of the restaurant, though. There's plenty of room on the sidewalk, but the detailing on the bank doesn't look right juxtaposed against the sand green and pearl gold of the restaurant. Plus, the rooftop party center is a bit awkward just below the top of the bank. I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing it right. Comment down below if you agree.
Of course, a third option is based on convenience. What works given the perimeters of the new modular?
In this case, the vegetable stand poses a connection point problem because it's right on the edge and only leaves 4 studs of sidewalk depth. Would I change it after the fact? Not really. I like the stand there because it adds some life to the sidewalk. One set I thought the restaurant might look nice next to is the detective's office, but not this way with the barbershop to the left of it. The height on this side of the building is a bit much, and the connection point isn't any better than it is for some of the other combinations. Yet, placing the detective's office to the right of the restaurant has some promise. There's plenty of room to navigate the flower stand at the combination point. One interesting finding is that the sidewalk depth is the exact same for the 2 sets, 8 studs. Yet the flower stand and newspaper bin break up that flat facade. This combination is a distinct possibility for one of my favorites. Convenience also led me to exploring how the pet shop buildings look next to the restaurant. One benefit is that the lamppost by the pet shop isn't right along the edge. Another is that neither building here is too tall, and yet a third is that you can switch up the order of the pet shop and its accompanying brownstone apartment. The combination point is good for the pet shop itself, as seen here, as well as when you place the brownstone next to the restaurant. In fact, this is a fantastic combination that I'm intrigued by. There's something inviting about the steps to the apartment being close to the flower stand. Over on the other side of the restaurant, the pet shop looks very nice when immediately adjacent to it, especially at the combination point. But my favorite is when the brownstone is immediately to the left. The flower garden and fruit stand aligned perfectly, and you don't see much of the side walls. All right, so Autumn, tell me which one is your favorite and why?
I like the detective's office on the right side. I like the colors next to each other, and the combination point is good. I like how the green awnings match the nougaty tiles on the family reunion celebration is the same as the nougaty colors on the bricks on the detective's office.
Yep, on the detective's office. You're fine, you're fine.
And I think it's a good matchup. How about yours?
Well, I really like what you said there. I think I would go with the detective's office on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with the pet shop. But I'm going to have the pet shop on the far left, followed by the brownstone apartment, and then this modular right here. I think the way that the fruit stand aligned with the flower garden on the brownstone apartment is fantastic. So that is what I'm going for, okay? Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So, hey, we're going to be placing these in our modular city in one of our upcoming vlog episodes about our modular city, New Chagrin. Before you go, make sure you check out one of our other videos. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and always remember to keep building together.